Bam. And I got a motherfucking head out and get a doggone a trash can, all right, for this room because you see all those pop bottles and shit and all that, like I'm in a state of transition. So there go another pop bottle, water bottle. And so I ain't got a trash can in here. So, I get done drinking this shit and I'll be lazy and stuff like that. I was just thinking, oh yeah, I don't have a ring light either. I think you gotta be a little bit kind of egocentric to have a ring light, but I'm not gonna knock anybody for having a ring light because, if you want to look cute, then I guess you gotta have a ring light and shit. Being that I used to look cute, I don't look cute anymore, but some people might say I look cute, but whatnot. Hold up. What looking like, man, where are your clothes at? Yeah, I got a whole bunch of hangers. I gotta hang up some shit. I think I might have to get a tablet. I mean, not a tablet, but I think I might have to get a memory card and put it in this tablet. This is a pretty expensive tablet. And that's why it surprises me that I really don't have a lot of stuff on it. I don't have a lot of pictures on it. I don't have a lot of apps on it. But it's telling me that I'm almost out of memory. So I think I'm going to have to Google something or YouTube and find out if I could put a memory card in this and figure out how to put a memory card in it because there's no way my phone should have way more memory than this. And considering that I have probably 100 apps on my phone and I probably got thousands of pictures on it and I still got some room to do things, but I think those is all my bullshit books right there and shit. I got probably, 5 times as many books and stuff scattered around up in the attic. Other bookshelf up here. Got some another location, and most those are just bullshit books right there. Most of them fantasy. Trying to think, is there any nonfiction on that shelf? I think it's like 2 or 3 nonfiction books on that shelf. Look like 3 or 4. No, it looked like about 5 of them. Rest is fantasy and sci-fi and different kind of stories. Then I think a couple of them are some role-playing fucking books and shit like that. But I got some beats up there. I got another pair of beats downstairs. I think I've lost about 3 or 4 pair of beats. I'm pretty sure I lost like 4 pair of beats. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on headsets and earbuds and shit. And this video right here is nothing but a little video that I'm making just when I got multi-panel and I ain't got shit to say, ain't nobody on it, and I'm just trying to, get some minutes or get some hours or get some whatever, and fill it with a little bit of content and all that, because I don't want to be talking Beagle shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people get on here and a lot of the Beagle talk that people talk about is kind of, you know, just talking. And, when you get in the panel, then you got people just, chiming in. You got motherfuckers that get on here and talk real loud and say a lot of shit. A lot of times they ain't saying shit. And other than when I make these videos, I really fall back because I like listening to people and stuff, when there's the opportunity to listen, But when, I'm sitting back, I have, I'm sitting there and talk, and I'm gonna talk about a lot of things and stuff like that, or think that I'm talking about things. Most of us ain't talking about shit. It seems like people more focused on just being social and just kicking it and just talking about whatever. And I wonder what fuels that. I got a book on the flow. Hold up. Let me see. I'm gonna put it on the bed for now. I got this book right here, Human Laws of Nature and stuff that I've been reading. I actually got 2 copies of it. I was gonna give one of my friends 1 copy, but I ain't gonna say we fell out because we really didn't. What had happened was we went out one day, and me, I'm kind of like one of the people that I go out to a bar and try to go, but he one of them guys that want to go out to like all the bars. So you gotta be in shape with this cat, cause this dude go in one bar, we go in there, drink, run across the street, go to another bar, go down the street to another bar, to another bar, to another bar. What happened to be they was having a festival downtown, and this dude was like dragging his lady and my lady through the crowd. Like he had this girl's hand, his girl had my girl's hand, and I didn't have what you call nobody's hand because I was drinking. I had a drink. Plus, I know what it's like when people run into you and stuff, and everybody down there drinking. And I think it was like one of those festivals where there was a lot of alcohol, and that's what people went down there to do was drink. And I was like, man, this dude gonna bump into somebody gonna get mad and all that. So I couldn't hold on and catch up with them. So next thing I know, they gone, they disappeared. So I walk ahead because I figure if people they realize you ain't with them, they gonna turn around and try to come back to the last place that they was when they seen you. So I sat there for a little while. Nobody came back. So I decided to go to this one place at the downtown where I figured well, this is the most likely place that people look for you when they witch call. So I don't know, man. This time went past, and my girl sent me a message, or she called, or whatever. She sent a message, and she was like, "Where are you at?" Somehow in this mist, I don't know how it was because just the way she think is different, And I hate when you point out things. I hate when I point out things to her. The way me and her think is just like totally different, right? And I'm not gonna say it seemed like I think like real logical and practical about things and something, but the way she looked at it was like I left them. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You guys was being dragged by this guy through the crowd. And I said, all you had to do was let go of the girl's hand when you realized that you didn't see me. But I guess you ain't looking back, seeing where I'm at, or realizing because I'm not following y'all. She was pissed. So I was like, where y'all at? So she was like, I don't know where I'm at. So I'm like, well, take a picture of where you at and I'll know where you guys is at. So I took a picture, and about that time, I realized she was upset. And by that time, I think I seen this dude walking through the crowd, whatever. And I'm like, man, cool, I'm done with this. I'm about to leave because I'm not about all the games. So when I eventually ran into them and stuff, I was like, what y'all want to do? And his girl was upset and all that, but my girl was really pissed. She was like, kind of like, hey, I don't want to hang out with this guy no more. I'm done, what you call hanging out, whatever. Or maybe she didn't say it, but I got the sense of it that, and that's been a while, it might have been like a couple years ago that I haven't had. And I'm going to say a couple years because I usually think things, like I usually get these numbers like, well, that happened a couple months ago. And now I'll be talking to somebody and they'll be like, what the fuck is you talking about a couple months ago, man? That was a year ago. So being based upon that, I think it might have been a couple years ago. I'm gonna ask some girl how long it was, but it's been at least a year. But it's probably been a couple years. And that's just what it is. But we ain't fell out, so we just stopped hanging out. And, you still comment on my Facebook. I still comment on his Facebook, and we still, kind of get like, like we going to hang out and stuff like that. But I'm not really into the pop, that party shit, and a lot of games, like he played a lot of pool. And, you know, I played a lot of pool over the years. And I'm at this point in life where pool is just some boring ass shit to me and shit. And I might play a game or two, but I don't want to sit and play like for hours and shit. I got other things on my mind. I'm distracted by a whole bunch of other shit. And a lot of things hold my interest now that used to didn't hold my interest. And my mind is always, you know, seem to be, you know, for lack of a better word, fiending for these things. So that's just where I'm at. Man, I gotta get out of here and go get this trash can because that shit look like shit over there. Let me get the hell out of here.